Long before strongman contests and powerlifting competitions were established, from the Edo period, famous as the era of samurai in Japan, Chikaramochi, one who has strength, was a festival in which giant sake barrels, rice bags, and oval stones called Chikaraishi strength stones were lifted. These Chikaramochi competitions were established as entertainment events. The word Chikaramochi is still used today as a word for powerful people and is used on a daily basis. In the past, desk jobs didn't exist, and physical strength and stamina were important aspects of job performance, directly regarded as workability. It is said that back then, both men and women could handle 60 kilograms, one sack of rice with ease. The conditions for employment were sometimes based on strength, and wages could be determined by how heavy a person could lift. It was so popular that banzu tables were created, like the ones in sumo. Most people who visit Tokyo visit Sensoji Temple in Asakusa, but if you go to the left when you reach the main hall, you can see Chikaraishi of various sizes. If I don't know about strength stones, I'd probably just pass right by them without giving it much thought. It's possible that you, too, might have unknowingly passed by without noticing. By the way, just after taking a few steps in front of Chikaraishi is a hidden spot where you can take good photos with the sky tree in the background. If you cross the Sumida River from Asakusa, you'll find another tourist attraction, the Tokyo Skytree. Along the banks of the Sumida River, there is a monument depicting the scene of Chikaramochi, a strength exhibition where people lifted stones and rice bales. This same monument is located at Hizaru Shrine, which is a little further away from this place. You can see how Chikaramochi was a popular competition and form of entertainment at the time, since there is no point in preparing stones that are lighter than rice bags. Most Chikara stones are heavier than 60 kilograms. Some of them are huge, reaching up to 500 kilograms. It was mainly young men in the village who took on the challenge of strength tests, but since muscle strength doesn't decline significantly until the late 40s, many middle-aged and older men also participated. Koshigaya City, Saitama Prefecture, is located just north of Tokyo, about 15 minutes by train from Tokyo Station and about 20 minutes by train from Kaida Senju Station, a major city in northern Tokyo. Just a short distance from Tokyo, the area is surrounded by rice fields, swamps, and waterways, creating a peaceful landscape. Small fish and crayfish were swimming outside the fence of a private house near the main road. This is the birthplace of Sannomiya Unosuke, the legendary hero of Chikaramochi competitions and entertainment. In the late Edo period, this Unosuke from Sanomiya village in the western part of Koshigaya City was known as Japan's strongest man and for his superhuman strength. There is a monument honoring Sannomiya Unosuke near Koshigaya City Hall. After seeing the monument, we headed to Sanomiya, the area where Sannomiya Unosuke grew up, and along the way we casually stopped at a shrine where there was also a Chikaraishi. Chikaraishi is usually fixed with cement or requires permission from the owner of the shrine to lift it. But this Chikaraishi was unusual in that it felt like it was possible to lift it freely, and someone who had come after us actually lifted it. This is the Sanomiya district where Sannomiya Unosuke grew up. Rice fields spread out over the wetland plains, and there are no tall buildings or mountains, so you can see far into the distance. I live in Tokyo, so this view reminded me of the vastness of the sky. By the way, I use a rental cycle, but it costs 100 yen if you use it from 9 o'clock to 16 o'clock. Just show your ID and fill out some simple paperwork. Cycling through the countryside is very pleasant and highly recommended. For details, see the description. Demonstrating great strength was important for maintaining dignity and keeping the younger generation from becoming arrogant. In some villages, lifting a strength stone was considered a rite of passage, signifying that a person had become a full-fledged adult. Unosuke was said to have been physically weak and lacked strength during his childhood. He was often bullied by the neighborhood children and would frequently end up in tears. At that time, it was popular among children to compete in their ability to lift heavy stones. But the stones that other children were able to lift were too heavy for Unosuke to lift. Unosuke, shedding tears of frustration, decided, "I'm going to be a strong man." He worked out and continued to practice lifting heavy stones in secret. Time passed, and in 1831, a strength competition was held at Hizaru Shrine in Koshigaya City, and Unosuke, now an adult, decided to participate in the competition. He won by lifting a large stone weighing 187 kilograms. We will visit there and see the stone later. It is said that Unosuke, who came to be called strong and supernatural, created a troupe to put on shows of strength and began lifting up Chikaraishi at shrines in various places, carving inscriptions on them, and dedicating the stones to the shrines. Performances by this troupe were held to raise funds for shrine festivals and the construction and repair of temples and shrines, and were also popular entertainment for the common people. In June 1833, he gave a powerful performance in front of Shogun Tokugawa Inari. According to the Gojorin Rikishi Banzu table at this time, he was the highest-ranking Azeki in the Chikaramochi ranking. There are 38 Chikaraishi with the inscription Sannomiya Unosuke engraved across the country. 6 of the 38 are in Koshigaya City. 4 of them are dedicated to the shrine we are heading to now. Power lifters, weightlifters, and other power athletes who are planning to come to Tokyo benefit from a visit to the shrine. Outside of the Kanto region, they remain in Yamanashi, Nagano, Osaka, and Hyogo prefectures, indicating that strongmen were touring all over the country. This shows how popular they were nationwide. As we approached an area with some residential buildings after the rural landscape, the Sannomiya Shrine suddenly appeared. Although you can see inside the shrine, we refrained from taking pictures as it would be considered disrespectful. On the left side of the main hall, the Chikaraishi stones that were raised by Sannomiya Unosuke. Our final destination was Hizaru Shrine, where the approximately 190 kilograms Chikaraishi lifted by the aforementioned Sannomiya Unosuke when he won his first Chikaramochi tournament at the age of 24 is dedicated. This shrine is deeply worshipped by the local people as the guardian deity of Koshigaya City, and when we visited, it was crowded with many worshippers. To be honest, I had planned to leave immediately after finishing my research on Chikaraishi, but the shrine was so much more impressive than I had imagined, and there was so much to see, that I couldn't help but linger. By the way, Sannomiya Unosuke defeated a strong man from the Osaka side in Edo and was crowned the strongest man in Japan, but he suddenly died on his way home after being invited to a banquet by a promoter. There are also theories that his sudden illness was due to poisoning by the other party. Japan had been isolated from the rest of the world for a long time, but in the same year that Sannomiya Unosuke died, Matthew Calbraith Perry brought a personal letter from the President of the United States and urged Japan to open up the country, threatening to use cannons, air cannons. A treaty of peace and amity was concluded. After that, Japan entered a period of turbulence and fought many wars. According to the shrine's website, one of the shrines here was founded in Palau during the Pacific War and was built to honor Japanese soldiers who fought for the liberation of Asia. I won't go in too much detail about it this time as I don't have a deep knowledge of it and the purpose is different, but it is an interesting shrine for history buffs and war history buffs alike. After Sannomiya Unosuke's death, Japan entered a period of turbulence, which may have been a contributing factor, and strength competitions and entertainment continued to decline. Small-scale tournaments are still held at local shrines and other places, but they are not as popular as they once were. The lattice roof you can see on the left is a wisteria trellis, a natural monument designated by Saitama Prefecture, and it is said that beautiful flowers bloom from April to early May every year. The main shrine could be seen faintly in the background. After passing through the long approach, the power stone was on the right side facing the main shrine.
Thank you for watching until the end. We will be encouraged if you like and subscribe. Japan B provides information about Japan that is not well known.